Chariot Oil Gas has interests off the coast of West Africa on a number of different African countries. Let's introduce the CEO now, Paul Welch of Chariot. Paul, it's an interesting story, and a lot of people will know what's been happening. Just give us an update of where you are and what assets you have.
Okay, thanks very much. So we have assets in Namibia, Morocco, and Mauritania. Right. So in Namibia, we have, so in total, we have 42,000 square kilometers of acreage off the west coast of Africa, which makes us the 8th largest acreage holder in all of offshore West Africa. So we have a big real estate position. The assets are split again from the 3 countries. In Namibia, we have rather mature exploration assets. We have shot 8,000 square kilometers of 3D and 3,000 kilometers of 2D, and we've drilled 2 wells that we drilled last year, which we'll talk about in a minute. Then up in Mauritania, we have just picked up that acreage, and as we discussed earlier, the offshore of Mauritania has completely changed in the last 6 months.
Right.
So we've picked up deep water acreage, as has Tullow, Cosmos, and Total, and it's rumored that Chevron is going to come in. So the deep water has really changed, and within that acreage, we are now shooting a 3,500 square kilometer 3D program. We actually have a data room open for that at the moment, so people are looking to participate in our 3D, but the program's underway.
That's new news, isn't it?
That is new news today, yes.
Yeah.
So the data room has been open, we've been talking about it, but now it's really full, and we're seeing a lot of interest, surprising interest. I was down in Cape Town earlier in the year, and we told people we were interested, and we picked up the acreage, and then we were swamped. So ever since then, we've almost had chocker data room. So it's pretty exciting. And then our latest acquisition is up in Morocco, where we've picked up an additional 16,000 square kilometers acreage. That is early stage. So at the moment, we're just reprocessing the existing 2D data, and we're going to acquire some new 2D, and then after that's been interpreted, then we're going to go and probably shoot a 3D.
Right.
So we have a lot going on. So we have the whole pipeline, I think, was just key, from early stage exploration up in Morocco down through very mature exploration in Namibia.
Let's take a look in some more detail at Namibia. You said you want to talk about that in more detail. It's well known what's happened there, I think, amongst investors at least.
Yes.
But just to praise the situation.
Well, so in Namibia, we drilled 2 wells. Unfortunately, they were both dry holes. But
this was in partnership as well, wasn't it?
The first one was in partnership with a financial partner, and the second one was in partnership with Petrobras and BP. So the first well that we drilled was our first well as a company to be drilled. We drilled it, we operated it in 2,100 meters of water. So it was a big step, out for us. We drilled that well 100% on the tin, but we had a financial partner that basically paid for 3/4 of it.
Right.
So in that well, we found all the reservoir sections that we were looking for. The real concern there was the source rock. The source rock was immature, so at the moment, we're taking the information from that well. We have another source kitchen to the north, and what we're going to do moving forward is in the first quarter, we're going to take the 2 prospects that are sourced by the northern kitchen, that are called Tapir North and Zamba, and put that in the data room. So that'll be open the first week in Feb. The second well that was drilled by Petrobras in partnership with BP and ourselves was down in our Kabalzu 1, or the Nimrod prospect. That well, we encountered everything that we expected. The structure was there, the reservoir was there, the AVO was real, we had source rock, but what we had was a poor quality reservoir section. And unfortunately, when you go to the deep water, it's very unforgiving. So either you have a very good, thick quality section that can produce quite well and you can afford to develop it, or you don't. So as I've said in another presentation, if this was West Texas, it'd be a different story. But in the deep water, it's very unforgiving. So, that's the issue we're faced with. So at the moment, what we're doing with our 2 technical partners is we're looking at the information we've acquired, and then we're determining where the best place would be to drill a follow-up well to that. So as we move forward to next year, ideally we'd like to drill 2 additional wells. 1 well in our central blocks, which we haven't talked about, and that's an area that we've just acquired 3,500 square kilometers of 3D. It's being interpreted at the moment. We're going to put that in the data room in the first week in February, looking for a partner, and then we'll drill another well probably from our northern block, again, as a result of the farm-out process. So we drilled 2 wells in 2012. We would like to drill 2 wells in 2013, but it's going to depend upon the farm-out market and rig availability. So,
Are you more confident about this third area?
Well, I think we will be more confident about the third area. Again, it's a frontier area. We're really confident, that we have a good quality data set there. We're still working through it. until we finish that process,
Sure.
I'm not going to say I'm confident, but I'm excited, right?
Yeah.
So,
but you've got the cash in the bank, haven't you? I think you're trading at cash at the moment, 112 million.
Right. The last reported is we have $112 million in cash. We're trading right about cash, so everything I've just told anyone that views this is free, right?
Fully funded.
So we're just trading at cash. We have all the cash necessary to execute the drilling program. When it comes to drilling wells, that's where we're going to look for farm out partners to help us do that. Because even though we have that capital we want to preserve. So given success, then we can follow on and appraise. So a combination of the cash we have with farm out partners is what's going to be required to move forward and drill these other exploration wells.
Have you got your eyes on any more acquisitions, perhaps, maybe, or acquisitions to enlarge
Well,
the
again,
company?
it's one of those things when people know we have this cash, we have a lot of very interested bankers who come by with ideas. And,
would you like to look at this?
Yes. And so, we do see things and people do bring it to us, but I think, our focus has been on the exploration potential, and that's where we think we're going to continue to focus, but, you never say never, so we'll see.
Okay. Very briefly, where do you go from here? Just give us some brief updates on
Okay, so moving forward, I think what we're going to do is we're shooting 3D in Mauritania. That'll conclude in February. That'll be processed, interpreted, and that will be prospects will be ready to go into a data room end of 2013. Within Namibia, data room will open in first week in Feb for the northern blocks and the central blocks. Idea being to drill 2 wells by the end of 2013, if not early 2014. And then up in Morocco, we'll finish the technical work on the existing 2D data, maybe require some new 2D, and then move straight to a 3D. So we have a very full program moving forward for the next 18 months.
Okay, we'll look forward to keeping in touch with you on that.
Right.
But Paul, in the meantime, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Paul Welch, CEO of Chariot Oil and Gas.